When you choose to exclusively breastfeed your baby, there are things that you need to know and do to help you along your journey. Now, breastfeeding is a beautiful thing, and sometimes it takes an entire village to get the process going the right way. So, you're a new mother or you're an experienced mother, but you choose to exclusively breastfeed your baby. In order to do this, learning how to express your breast milk and store your breast milk is paramount because at all times, as a mother, you need to ensure that you are giving your baby the freshest milk, the best milk. And so, learning about first in, first out, how to store your breast milk, where to store your breast milk, and at what temperature your breast milk is stored is very important. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the video. When you choose to exclusively So let's get right into it, ladies. When you are storing your breast milk, you need to ensure that you find a proper container to store your breast milk in. Now, there are bags that you can purchase that are sealable that you can store your breast milk in. But if you cannot find this, you can also get glass containers or plastic containers that can be sterilized. You cannot get anything that cannot properly be sterilized, right? So first you have to wash, sanitize, and sterilize your containers properly before you use them. Now, when you get this breast milk out, you are going to ensure that you put a label on it. So you're going to add your label, and then on your label, you're going to add the date and the time that you actually expressed your breast milk. Now, you need to do this to ensure that you're always giving your baby the freshest milk possible. So this is where you're going to follow the first in, first out principle. So your baby gets the freshest milk at all time, and you always have a steady supply of breast milk in the fridge waiting for you. Okay, so this slide is pretty straightforward. So what it is doing is pretty much telling you where to store your breast milk and what temperature your breast milk should be stored at, right? So depending on where you want to put it, whether it's in the freezer because you want it to be staying there for a longer time, you have enough breast milk to store your breast milk for that long, or if you're going to put it in the refrigerator because you're going to be using it shortly, or you don't have that much breast milk to store, or a deep freeze because you have an excessive amount of breast milk, or you're planning to actually sell your breast milk. Because if you're planning to sell your breast milk, then a deep freezer would be the best option for storage. All right, and yes, ladies, you heard that right. There are persons around the world who actually sells their breast milk from mothers, especially premature babies, who needs the breast milk, and so they sell it so that other mothers can get the opportunity to still give the baby the best thing possible, which is the breast milk. Your breast milk should not be stored in the door of the fridge. It should be stored in the back of the fridge so that it's getting the best temperature as much as possible. When you store your breast milk in the door of the fridge, it is exposed to different temperatures as you open and close the door, because remember that most times you use your fridge for other purposes. So if your door keeps opening and closing, the temperature is going to be varied, and then that may cause spoilage or wastage of your breast milk. So here is a few guidelines for you. Do not reheat breast milk. Once you have already heated your breast milk, you should not reheat it. Whatever is left back should be consumed within 2 hours or discarded. Also, once you thaw your breast milk, do not refreeze it. Just leave it in the bottom of the fridge, and within 24 hours it should be consumed. If it is not consumed, please throw it away. All right? So when you are reheating your breast milk, please do not do so in a pot, in the microwave, or in a bottle warmer. All you need to do is to get warm water. Make sure that you properly shake your breast milk. The reason you do this is because when you leave your breast milk to settle for a bit, you may see the fat component, which is a very large component of breast milk, settling at the top. So when that settles at the top, it may have a curdled appearance, and so that curdled appearance may look a little bit off. So just shake it up so that it becomes unison in one, and then you can throw out what you need for the baby. So when you throw out what you need for the baby, you're going to put it in the container that you'll be feeding your baby from, and then put that container in a bowl of warm water. Make sure that the water is not too hot, because again, the heat may kill the nutrients. No, not may. The heat will kill the nutrients in the breast milk, and so you'd be giving your baby just plain water. When you are feeding your baby, ensure to just pour out and re-eat only what the baby needs, because if you pour out more than you need and the baby doesn't eat it, the baby will have to take it within 2 hours, right? If not, then you're gonna have to discard it, and then you'll have wastage of the breast milk. So remember, you do not reheat breast milk, so you only pour out what the baby needs. And there's an important part to note, is that whenever you are filling up your container with your express breast milk, do not fill it completely, because breast milk expands like ice when frozen, and so it may be too much for the container that you place it in when you're freezing your breast milk. When you have breast milk stored in your freezer or in your deep freeze, one of the best way to thaw it is to put it in the refrigerator, and that can thaw it completely for future use. Also, you can slightly run it under a little warm water, not too much, for it to thaw if you need it almost immediately. Alright? But do not reheat it to thaw it. You need to thaw it first before you reheat your breast milk. Previously stated, breast milk has a very high fat content, and so when left undisturbed for a while, you may notice a curdled appearance on the top, at the top of your breast milk. It's just the fat settling at the top, and so what you need to do is to just gently swirl it so that you incorporate everything. When you do that, then you can pour out what you need. But don't be surprised and don't be frightened if you see that curdled appearance. It's just the fat separating from the liquid part of the breast milk. You choose what you want to store your breast milk in. It depends on how much breast milk you can express, how soon you're going to be breastfeeding your baby, how many babies you have to feed with your breast milk, a lot of factors. So you choose whether it's in the refrigerator, in the freezer, at room temperature, or in a deep freeze to last for up to a year. So ladies, if you have any issues when it comes to expressing, storing your breast milk, you can always speak with your care provider. You can also sound off in the comments, and if you have any questions, I'll be sure to answer them. Have for yourself a wonderful day, and happy breastfeeding.